Or here. Go comb your hair. It's 14 minutes past 8.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Game junkie Gerard Campbell.
Like any man, when he's pushed to his limits, he's capable of anything. When someone strikes at the ones he loves, he will take any steps necessary. He's looking for answers, for the truth.
Dad?
There is no walking away from us, Fisher. We made you, we own you, and we always will.
He will stand by his convictions.
Is it a movie? Is it a TV show? No, it's a game. It's Splinter Cell Conviction. And Gerard Campbell from stuff.co.nz is along to tell us all about it. Game Junkie, of course, on Twitter as well. Game Junkie NZ. Hello to you, Gerard.
Hello to you, Wammo. Hello.
Splinter Cell. Where, is this on Xbox 360? What platform are we talking about?
Yes, it's on Xbox 360 and Windows PC only. So no PS3 for this one. So it's the PS3 game is going to miss out on this one, but yes, only 360 and PC.
And is it a second in a series, or how far along are we?
No, I think this is number 5 in the series. The Splinter Cell first started off on the original Xbox, and you know it's been a long time being a favourite series of mine because you know you get to play this super spy who has cool gadgets and but you know the key in the beginning games in the series was, you know, it was all about the stealth. It was all about getting from A to B, but you didn't want to be detected by enemies. You wanted to you know, keep to the shadows.
Sam has changed.
Keep in the dark, you know, and you could call in one of the games, you know, you could climb up a lighthouse and pull a guard from a railing, you know, that sort of thing. So you really had to rely on the stealth aspect. And I think now with Conviction, which is 5th in the series, you know, the main character Sam Fisher, this is more of a, I'd say action's more to the fore in this one now than the stealth is. You know, and in the previous game, Sam Fisher was working for a secret US agency called Third Echelon, which was like, you know, the spy agency that you don't talk about and don't know about. But now with the death of Fisher's daughter Sarah, he's now for vengeance, basically. You know, he's out for those that cause her death, and you know, he uncovers conspiracy plots and that sort of thing. So yeah, so you know, it's sort of, Ubisoft have changed a lot of things in this game from previous games, and whether that will polarize gamers, you know, who love the franchise, or whether they'll, you know, love it. But I think what it will probably do, it'll probably make the series a bit more accessible for those people that haven't played it, really.
And being number sort of so far along in a series like this, obviously it has a huge fan base, and people are really into this sort of gameplay. But I mean, are they really changing things up, you know, that much? I mean, are they going to keep people interested?
I think they will. I mean, I think that you know, whereas the first Splinter Cell game is really focused on the stealth more, whereas here the action's more to the fore, and you can still do stealth here, you know, like, and it does do some really cool presentation things, like when you are in the shadows and you're invisible to patrolling guards, you know, the screen, all the colour bleeds out and it goes completely black and white. But, you know, there are a couple of new things to the arsenal now that Fisher can do, is that he can now do something called mark and execute, and when he takes down, say, a guard stealthily, so if he's you know, pulled a guard out of a window or knocked a guard out from behind, he can activate this thing called mark and execute. And depending on the weapon that you're using, so now whether you're using a silence weapon or any sort of weapon, you can mark up to 4 enemies. So, you know, as long as they're in his field of view, you know, so you can mark 1, 2, 3, and then a little icon will pop up on your HUD which will say execute, and you press the Y button. This is on the 360, and he'll quickly take out those 3 guys. Boom, boom, boom. And I thought at times that perhaps made a spy who, you know, wanted to rely on his shadows and stealth. It sort of made him a bit too powerful, maybe at times. But I mean, it is a cool feature, but it would just seem to be disappointing that, you know, you could only get it if you took out a guard in a particular way first. You know, it's not available to the whole time.
Okay.
And the second new feature that Fisher can do is something called last known position. And what that is that's if Fisher gets spotted, it'll leave like a ghostly silhouette of where those guards think that he was. So they'll rush to that position, and he can, if there's an open window or a balcony, he can flank them and take them from behind. So you couldn't do those in the other two games. In the other games. So it is quite a dramatic departure from the previous games in the series. And there are also times at this one that you actually sometimes had to take the fight to the enemy. There's a couple of stages that, you're walking the city streets and that sort of thing. So I think it probably has, one of my favourite Splinter Cell games was Chaos. I thought that was probably the pinnacle of the series. But I did read somewhere that, Ubisoft thought that Chaos Theory was perhaps too hardcore.
Yeah.
So I think Conviction has, sort of simplified things a wee bit, and it will make it probably more accessible to more gamers. You can always do I guess a Gears of War sort of style cover system where you can snap to cover. The press of the A button, wherever your cursor is, you'll snap to the next cover position.
So you'll hide behind a wall or a wall, and
or like a little, it might be little concrete blocks or boxes or crates or those sorts of things. So you can do all that sort of stuff. And Fisher still has gadgets like sticky cams that he can throw around and survey the area, then blows up, and remote mines and frag grenades and flash grenades. Things. It's still entertaining. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, at the end of the day, did you have fun? Was it a fun game?
I did have fun. I probably initially, as I was playing it, thought, I'm not really sure what I think about it, because for me, I thought it was such a departure from the first games in the series. And of course, the AI is a lot better in this. Once I finished it, I sort of thought, it's not too bad, but I still personally do prefer the old Splinter Cells. I think that they are more, akin to what a true stealth game is. They actually put the stealth to the forefront, whereas here, it's the action, basically. But it is enjoyable, certainly, and there's a really good co-op mode too, which means it sort of acts as a prologue to Sam Fisher's story, and you and another player have to locate hidden, weapons of mass destruction sort of thing. So it's really good working as a team member that way. So the co-op is really enjoyable too. So I think as an overall package, it is a really enjoyable game, and it does stand on its own 2 feet. But I think personally, I think as a fan of the series, I do prefer perhaps the early ones a lot more.
All right, well, the game we were looking at was Splinter Cell Conviction, and you can continue the conversation with Gerard over at stuff.co.nz. In the technology section, you'll find the Game Junkie blog, and also on twitter.com/GameJunkieNZ as well. Gerard, until next time.
Thank you, Wammo.